Let's go and talk a little bit now about the Earth Kind Rose Trial Garden here in Naugatuck Garden. And I've got my two experts in the back, so if I say something wrong, you're going to help me, right?
Sure.
So first of all, it's a national program that's dedicated to identifying disease-resistant roses. That's the first thing. That was the whole reason our veterans. The first in New England is in Naugatuck Valley, we know that. The trial site here is on a significant hillside, 24 to 30% slope. You have to be part Billy Goats to get up the slope. I'll tell you that right now, and you'll see that in the photograph. But it is well worth the trip. Well worth the trip. There are 48 roses in 3 randomized blocks. Right? Identical roses in 3 randomized blocks, and you'll see them. All right? Horizontally. There's no irrigation, no fertilization, no maintenance, right?
Just weeding.
Weeding, right? Weeding, right? Weeding is this. But it's mulched. It's mulched, right? And it's fenced, because there's critters. You don't try to keep the critters out, right? And the fencing actually is quite, I like the gates. I think the gates are very cool. I like the gates. Although I couldn't open one gate the last time. It was really stuck. I needed Farmer Schwartz in it here to open it. So that was a little bit difficult. And they are evaluated monthly. Right? Then. So, this is what it looks like. There's a sign on the bottom of the hill, right? Extension to Agri-Life Extension Service, and it's in partnership with the New England Botanical Garden. And there's the hill on the right-hand side. All right? A little steep. So it takes your breath away. But you have to do the whole hill at once. I mean, you start at the bottom, you kind of work your way up, right? So there's one tranche down here, right? There's another tranche in the middle, and there's one tranche at the top. And each of those horizontal beds has 48 roses in it. The same 48. And they're thrown in there randomly. So they each have a separate section. The one on the top is the most steep, right? The one in the middle is probably level, I would say, as much as you can be level on a 30% slope. Right at the bottom has a little bit of shade from the gazebo. There's a gazebo down here at the bottom. Right at the bottom, so you can kind of gather your strength. And you walk up through it. You walk up the side here, and there are gates over here to go in. And there's a gate over here, right? Are you allowed to go?
Yeah. Yeah, if anybody wants to.
As long as you can be safe on that hillside, you're allowed to go in it. If you feel that you feel any uneasiness in your legs, I wouldn't do it.
Get permission.
No.
No.
Where is it?
You can't miss it. It's on the south.
Technical building.
It's behind the tech building. That's the tech building in the picture there.
You have to drive on the campus.
It's excellent. And I was just there on the Sunday of Labor Day weekend. There'll be an article in Connecticut Gardener next year on it, as well as on the Arboretum, on the specimens on the campus. It's an extraordinary example of the good your taxes are doing for you, and for the state and for the community. It's amazing what's there, and it's a little pearl. It's a little gem that hasn't been discovered yet. I'm concerned that it's going to be discovered. Anyway, I'm sorry? You saw putting in grape arbors. So Judy said she saw some men putting in grape arbors.
That was us, yeah.
That was the couple of men. These are a couple of men putting in grape arbors. Well, they have other things there. They have the Zinzer Memorial Garden, which was the originator before this. So that contributed to this actually, this being born, if you will. They have medicinal garden. Every time I go there, I discover more things. And then there's an arboretum. It's really the campus as arboretum with wonderful specimens of trees that are extraordinary. And to my mind, the best time to go look at roses, especially roses that you want to verify are disease resistant, is now. Because if a rose gets diseases, now is when you see it, not in June, when the foliage is fresh and green and the world is wonderful and bright and everybody's got rose-colored glasses. You see it in the fall. After the summertime, it's gotten beat up and it's been drought, and all these things that happen to it. Now it's when you see, which is why I went on the Sunday of Labor Day weekend. That's when you learn a great deal. I go to garden centers in the fall to look at roses. I don't go to garden centers in June. I go now. Now's when you go shop for roses, not in June. So anyway, so this is about lots to see and great stuff.